Woo! Yeah. Batty boy want to give it to me, baby. Batty boy want to give it to me, baby. That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again.
Well, it looks like Hollywood ruined another celebrity. And now, this is an update with Lil Nas X. Now, he's been charged with 4 felonies for attacking and injuring cops. And it's just so sad. Like, he was popular back in, 2018, 2019. He was doing so good. And then now, he was found walking in the middle of the street at 4 a.m. in the morning, possibly OD'd. And all I have to say is just prayers to him and hope that he's okay mentally and physically. And this is definitely a very unfortunate case.
Azealia Banks just came swinging again, and this time her target is none other than Lil Nas X. After footage surfaced of him strolling through the streets looking out of it, no clothes, no shame, Azealia wasted no time getting her lick back. Her dislike for Lil Nas has never been a secret, but this was straight up brutal. She came for his entire life, dragging him as a full-blown addict, and even going as far as saying he's a broken home walking. That's a deep cut. And the whispers on the street? His label might be finished with him for good. They supposedly dropped millions trying to make him a superstar, but now they can't even get their money back because his music just isn't selling the way it used to.
At first, when everyone was hearing about this, they were thinking that this was just some silly music promo because the videos of him walking in the street kind of falls on par with him doing very memeable things in the past. Plus, he had just wiped his entire Instagram and started posting what looked to be teasers to new music. Fans are anticipating the drop of his second album, Dream Boy, so they figured this must mean that it was coming soon. But now, things just seem way more serious about the situation that I don't think it's music promo.
And if that wasn't enough, rumors say he spends his time drowning in substances and throwing wild freak-off parties. Just days ago, he even posted a picture on the way to a party, dressed up like a character straight out of a Tyler Perry parody. That picture alone had the internet in shambles. Now, why would Azealia pick this exact moment to kick Lil Nas while he's clearly going through it? Simple, because their beef runs deep. They've gone head-to-head before, and let's be real, Lil Nas didn't exactly hold back his claws either. Their exchanges have always been nasty, but during one heated clash, Azealia dropped some serious tea. She flat out called out his habits, but back then, people brushed it off as just another clapback. But seeing the way things are unfolding now, people are starting to wonder if Azealia was telling the truth all along. And you just know Lil Nas's heart skipped a beat the second she aired it out like that, because now the world's watching every single move he makes.
So I thought I was done with this conversation, but more videos keep coming out from that night or morning that he was hospitalized and then arrested. So the latest 2 videos that have been released via TMZ, and they are TMZ exclusives, which that's why I'm just like, what is going on? Like, that's why I'm so on the fence about, like, is this real? Is this not? Like, I don't know. But in one video, Lil Nas X is completely butt naked, and he's rapping Nicki Minaj's verse on Monster, which, listen, y'all know I can't stand that lady and I eat her up every chance I get. But one thing I have never done is deny her talent, and her verse on Monster, like, eats down. One of the best verses ever. But anyways, he's rapping her part just butt naked in the street, being recorded by a fan. And then in the other video, he's taking pictures with a fan. Like,
so here's how it all spiraled out of control. Azealia hopped on Twitter doing what she does best, stirring chaos out of nowhere. She took aim at Lil Nas X and called him a flop, flat out tweeting that Lil Nas X really fell off so hard. She even mocked his music, claiming he thought he was the T, but had no real bars. That's when the fire started burning. Lil Nas wasn't about to let that disrespect slide. He fired back with a tweet so savage it had everyone gasping. He wrote, "Azealia, I could never make a hit song again, and you would still never in your bussy, soap-selling, chicken-sacrificing, botched, body-hating, tail-miserable life reach a tenth of my success. Love your music, by the way." Woo! That clapback shook the timeline. But then, like only Lil Nas can, he flipped the whole script. He backtracked a bit and tried to smooth things over by sending out another tweet full of positivity, almost like he was trying to kill her with kindness. He posted, "Sending you love, Azealia, wishing you nothing but guidance and clarity. I want you to chase your dreams. Get on your ish. It's the best time in music for your art to thrive. I don't care what you say about me. I want to see you win and shine your light. You can drop this internet bully act at any time. Your fans love you. We love you." Sounds sweet, right? But Azealia wasn't buying any of it. She wasn't on peace mode. She was locked in on destruction. She doubled down, responding with even sharper shade. She clapped back with, "Where are your bars? We are not going to use patronization to get around the topic here. The topic is that you cannot rap, son. Lil Nas X, you're a terrible lyricist with pedestrian musical sensibilities." And just like that, the whole timeline exploded again. People were torn between saying Lil Nas bodied her with that first drag and others claiming Azealia exposed him for what he really is. This wasn't just petty shade. This was a full-on lyrical assassination attempt playing out for the world to see. Azealia wasn't done dragging Lil Nas, not even close. She went for the jugular, saying, "We need to come to a consensus on where your talent is." Then she twisted the knife, mocking him as nothing more than a little piece of eye candy for desperate old white homos in fashion. She basically said he looked the part, but when it came to the music, she claimed it was missing in action. That's cold. But Azealia didn't stop there. A few months later, she decided to come for him again, this time with accusations that made jaws drop. Lil Nas had posted a video from the hospital showing half his face paralyzed, clearly shaken up. Instead of showing sympathy, Azealia jumped online and replied with a messy tweet, "Y'all better stop sniffing them." Back then, people brushed it off as her being shady. But now, seeing how things have unfolded, folks are looking back like maybe she wasn't just reaching. Because here's the kicker. His struggles with substances have been the exact reason he's been making headlines lately. Someone from inside his own camp allegedly filmed him wandering the streets in nothing but underwear, totally out of it, and leaked it straight to TMZ.
Lil Nas X was silently canceled, and that's what probably led to all this. So Lil Nas X was seen walking down the street in Los Angeles way early this morning in his white drawers, and then he attacked a cop, and then he was taken to the hospital for a psych eval, and then he was arrested and taken to jail. And the reason why I say that he was silently canceled is because, of course, Lil Nas X came out after he made his debut album, and then following that album, he released the song Montero, which he had a lot of symbolic shit in it. I mean, just everything was in that video. Then shortly after that, he had those little Nike Air Max shoes, which had a drop of human blood and the little air pocket part of it. And, you know, a lot of people let that go. A lot of people supported Lil Nas X. They let it go. It was like, you know, hey, it is what it is at that point. But then in 2024, he came out with a new music video called J. Christ, in which he was on a cross and he mocked Jesus Christ himself.
And let me tell you, the video was shocking. He was clearly high on something, moving wild, and acting like the absolute fool in broad daylight.
This is not the first time this has happened for Lil Nas X. From what I have been told, Lil Nas X has gotten very, very high multiple times before and stripped in the streets. Like this time he had drawers on, he had his little panties on, his tidy whities with no streaks. So he do got good hygiene. Although he is a bottom, so I would expect a bottom to have good hygiene unless they're like a painter, but I don't think Lil Nas X is a painter. I would see I Show Speed as a painter, but not Lil Nas X. You know what I'm saying too? But that being said, this is not his first time doing that. This is a common occurrence. They just so happen to have gotten this on film and sent it into the blogs. The people that were filming him were a part of his team. Like, this was leaked to the media on purpose. You understand?
It didn't take long for bystanders to start calling it in. According to TMZ, multiple people reported what they saw, and within minutes, the LAPD showed up on the scene. Instead of calming down, Lil Nas reportedly charged at the officers when they tried to subdue him. Can you imagine? Already embarrassing enough to be caught running through the city half naked and high, but then to lunge at the cops too? That's next level reckless. And the fallout? it got ugly. He was rushed to the hospital where sources say he was treated for an overdose, and after that, he was booked straight into jail. What started off as a viral spectacle turned into one of the darkest chapters in his career yet.
The musicians are just hired hands. They're not really in the know about what's going on. A friend of mine who plays drums for a very, 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 very well-known artist was on the set of a Lil Nas X video or whatever it was a while ago. In between takes, he said this kid was shriveling up in the corner. He went over to him and he was like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And he was like, "I'm uncomfortable with this. I don't want to do this anymore." Next thing you know, he saw the label people hovering over him, telling him, "You better gay that up more." Right after that, my friend took his entire band and left the set. He said, "We're not doing this." They tried blacklisting him. He still plays for that big main artist, but he lost a lot of clients and they tried to destroy his life because...
Now the latest whispers making the rounds? Azealia's not just firing shots online, she's out here moving behind the scenes, telling people that Lil Nas isn't just spiraling, he's flat out broke and homeless. She's been saying that all those fancy houses we see him flexing in on Instagram, they're not really his. According to her, most of them are either label-owned apartments or straight-up Airbnbs he rents just to keep up appearances. That's a brutal claim, but it didn't stop with Azealia's messy words. YouTuber Storm Monroe jumped into the conversation and doubled down on everything she was saying. Storm flat out claimed that Nas has been broke and homeless ever since he dropped his first major hit. According to him, the label finally pulled the plug and stopped covering his expenses because in their eyes, he's not making them a single dime anymore. No tours, no chart toppers, nothing worth the investment. And Storm didn't sugarcoat it either. He said Lil Nas isn't rich people broke, where celebs complain while still living in mansions. No, Storm said it's regular broke, as in maxing out credit cards just to cover Airbnbs, bouncing between rentals, and even getting kicked out sometimes when he can't keep up with payments. That's a shocking picture to paint for someone who was once at the very top. But here's where things get even darker. Storm also backed up one of the ugliest rumors out there. He said Lil Nas was pressured into putting on a gay spectacle for the industry, being forced to play a role and do outrageous stunts in exchange for success. According to him, Nas basically had to sell his soul just to secure his spot in the game. If this is true, then the glitz, the glam, and all those viral moments come with a price tag that's way bigger than fans ever imagined. And now, the question hanging in the air, was it all worth it? Or is Lil Nas paying for it in ways nobody saw coming?
Don't look at my furniture list house. But I want to say, because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm being flaky and very all over the place, but I was for a long time, you know? These last few years were pretty difficult for me. They have been pretty difficult for me, and I'm just now like arriving to this place of feeling confidence in myself and what I'm doing, and I'm trying to make sure I put intention towards my music and my vision and the creativity of it all. And most of all, I really want to make sure I have fun this time around. I don't think I got to have as much fun during the Montero era because I was more overly focused on, I don't know, making sure the songs did well than making sure I was like having fun doing, you know, shit, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I didn't have any fun. I had some fun, okay? But I want this time around to be even more fun, and I want to be like even more full of joy, and I want to be even more full of love, and I want to go out here in this world, and I want to wave my hands in the sky and move about freely. And that's what the boy era is.
Fans didn't stay quiet after all this started spreading. The internet lit up like wildfire. People who once stand Lil Nas heavy are now questioning everything, and the comments online are brutal. Some folks are convinced Azealia and Storm are just being messy for clicks, but others are saying, nah, this all makes sense now. The timelines are split and it's getting ugly. One user tweeted, "This explains why he always in rented spots. Ain't no way those houses his." Another wrote, "If he really broke like that, then the label did him dirty after making millions off him." And you better believe screenshots of his past flexes started circulating everywhere, with people zooming in on little details and claiming the luxury life was staged from the beginning. But that wasn't the only thing fueling the fire. Rumors started swirling that Lil Nas's team has been scrambling for months to clean up his image, deleting old videos, spinning stories, and trying to keep the press off his back.
I want you. I want you. I want you. I want this. I want you. Oh, what a lie. Oh, what a lie. Oh, what a lie.
Word is, they're worried that if the truth about his finances and addiction fully leaks, it could kill whatever career he has left. And then came the wildest part. Fans began connecting his bizarre behavior online with the allegations. Those cryptic videos, the random posts of him looking out of it, the hospital situation with half his face paralyzed. People are now saying it all adds up. What once seemed like trolling or promo is suddenly being reread as cries for help. Meanwhile, Azealia is doubling down, practically daring him to clap back again. She's been posting and reposting shady comments, almost like she's enjoying watching the internet rip him apart. And Storm, he's riding the wave too, dropping more insider tea on his channel and hinting that there's even more dirt waiting to come out if people keep asking. So right now, Lil Nas X is caught in the middle of a storm, literally. His haters are circling like sharks, his fans don't know what to believe, and the industry, they're sitting back, watching it all unfold. If he doesn't move carefully, this could be the scandal that finally ends his career for good. When the fans started buzzing, the industry ears perked up too. And let me tell you, some of these reactions are louder than words. Quiet moves are happening behind the scenes, and people are noticing. For starters, folks clocked that a couple of big-name celebs who used to interact with Lil Nas on socials have gone silent. No likes, no reposts, not even a little emoji under his posts anymore. And in Hollywood, silence speaks volumes. One blogger pointed out that an A-list rapper recently unfollowed him, and fans are convinced it wasn't just coincidence. That's got everybody whispering. Are the insiders trying to distance themselves before the ship sinks? Then came the whispers about his label. Sources close to the situation are saying they've been frustrated for months, trying to figure out what to do with him. One insider allegedly said, "We gave him the world, but he gave us problems." That one sentence had people shook. Because if the label really feels that way, it means they're ready to cut ties and leave him out in the cold. Meanwhile, Azealia Banks keeps poking the bear, bragging that she's just exposing what the industry already knows. She's basically calling out other artists, daring them to say something. In her words, "Y'all been watching this mess for years. Don't act brand new." That statement alone had fans side-eyeing their faves, wondering who's secretly co-signing her. Even Storm Monroe added fuel, claiming that other industry heads have been quietly warning each other about Lil Nas behind the scenes. According to him, Nas's reputation is shaky right now, not just as a musician, but as someone who might be too much trouble to deal with. And let's not forget the streets of Twitter. Some fans are tagging artists like Doja, Megan, and Cardi, asking why they haven't spoken up for him. The silence is deafening, and the fact that nobody's rushing to defend him has people thinking maybe the rumors are true after all. So at this point, it's bigger than just fan gossip. The industry is watching, waiting, and maybe even plotting. And if Lil Nas doesn't flip the narrative fast, he might end up iced out by the same world that once crowned him a star. Now, with all this chaos swirling, the big question on everyone's mind is simple. What's Lil Nas gonna do next? Because at this point, it feels like he's standing at a crossroads. Either he makes the ultimate comeback, or he lets the scandal swallow him whole. Word is, his team has already started brainstorming damage control strategies. Some insiders are whispering that they're pushing him toward rehab, not just for his health, but as a PR move to clean up the image. Imagine the headlines. Lil Nas fights his demons and bounces back stronger. It would flip the narrative overnight. But here's the catch. Some folks think he's too deep in denial to take that step just yet. Others are saying he might try to pull a Kanye-style stunt, dropping shocking music or a viral performance to remind the world why he became famous in the first place. Remember, he thrives on controversy, and some believe he could spin this into his brand. But let's be real. When addiction rumors and money troubles get involved, it's a whole different ballgame. Fans might not find it funny anymore. And Azealia? She's not slowing down either. People think she's waiting for him to make his next move just so she can drag him again. If he goes quiet, she'll call him weak. If he claps back, she'll spin it as proof he's spiraling. Either way, she's ready to pounce, and that makes things 10 times harder for him. Meanwhile, fans are already speculating about what a redemption arc for Lil Nas could look like. Some want him to sit down for a tell-all interview, own up to everything, and start fresh. Others say he should just disappear for a while and then come back when people have moved on to the next drama. But here's the thing, time is ticking. In an industry that moves this fast, one wrong step can mean permanent cancellation. And with the industry already side-eyeing him, Lil Nas has no room left to gamble. So the million-dollar question remains, will he rise from this mess and shock the world? Or is this the final act in his downfall story? The reactions online have taken a wild turn, and some of them are downright chilling. People aren't just talking about money or music anymore, they're dragging spirituality into the mix. One person flat out said, "Nobody really gay in Jesus' name. He sold his soul to the entertainment industry and alcohol will not save him. He let himself be exploited, and now he's finding out the hard way that you can't do everything for money and fame." That comment alone had folks debating whether his whole career was doomed from the start. Another fan chimed in with, well, this checks out. The way he was worshiping the devil, the real God had to humble him in every way. Jesus King don't ever play with God. That one lit the internet up, with people going back and forth about whether his past stunts with devil imagery were just harmless shock value or whether he really crossed a line he couldn't come back from. So now the narrative around Lil Nas X has shifted into something even deeper. It's not just about Azealia clowning him or the label maybe dropping him. Fans are asking the big questions. Did he push things too far with all the over-the-top antics? Did he sell out for fame only to end up broke, exposed, and fighting for respect? Or is this all just a smear campaign fueled by Azealia's messy energy? Either way, the conversation isn't slowing down. Every tweet, every rumor, every throwback clip is being pulled apart and reanalyzed. And while Nas is keeping quiet for now, the world is watching closely, waiting to see if he'll rise up swinging or let the hate bury him once and for all. But now I want to know what you think. Do you believe Azealia's claims about Lil Nas being broke and homeless? Or do you think she's just using his lowest moment to drag him through the dirt? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below because I need to hear your take on this mess. And before you go, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next bombshell. I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to click the video on your screen right now for even more wild celebrity drama.